Man, this guy, the People's Champ, he's been just wearing him out on the California Delta this year. He just keeps winning every dang tournament down there. Oh, buddy, Obedy Williams, I'm going to have you on every weekend the way you're fishing, buddy. Hey, man, let's talk about boats. You mentioned fast boats, and I got about 3 messages last weekend that said, what the heck kind of boat is Obi driving? And I am, I've got a lot of useless fishing information, and I said, well, that's a Bayon. It was built in Redding by Bill Bayon and Bob Bragg and that big fiberglass crew up in Redding. But I said that was a Bayon. Didn't build very many of them, but he built them up in Redding. And guys just look at me like, how do you know this? That's.
I'm learning something new right now. I didn't know that.
Is that right? Yeah, no, dude, that boat was built by Bill Bayon. The boat you're driving was built by Bill Bayon up in Redding.
Shout out to Bill.
Yeah.
The Bayon is still cashing checks and catching fish.
Exactly.
Welcome to YounderTales. I thought it was only fitting to do the story of Rootbeer, the most famous boat on the California Delta right now is Rootbeer. I said I want to take you guys on a journey back in the time and tell you the story. You're gonna love this. So, what is it? 2022, the end of 2021. I fished the Wild West Championship on the California Delta, and I'm fishing in my Ranger, 2017 Ranger 250. Got all the bells and whistles. I bought that boat because I told myself, I had to step my game up. I need to really focus on doing good and being the best I can be on this tournament. And in my mind, I needed the boat, the faster boat, the wider deck, the all the bells and whistles, So I finally got it up enough money and found this boat, and I ended up saying, okay, I started the year off fairly well. I think right when I bought the boat, it was the FLW during that year. I ended up taking 15th place, 14th place or something like that. But then you fast forward. But big thing about that though, when I took 15th place, it was right when I got the boat, and it was kind of telling me, hey, you got what it takes to compete with these guys. You already knew that. Now you got the boat, let's make magic happen. So fast forward to the end of the year, Wild West Championship for a boat, actually, I want to say, and I end up taking second place to Ken Maw. And I was right there. And actually on day 2, the story, but I had a good fish that for sure would have took me over the top. So just knowing all of that put it to me oh, we taking second places at championships now? Okay, let's really go in. So I get home, I tell the wife, I'm like, listen, next year, I'm about to go hard in the paint. I'm about to really go hard to try to take over this Delta. I want to win one of these big tournaments and kind of leave a big stamp on the Delta. If I don't leave and I just stay home and just fish, let's see what happens. So the wife was down. She was like, okay, let's see what it do. So at the same time, I want to say the Wild West tournament before the championship on the Delta, I took 4th place. and I won $5,000. So I knew that I needed to have a backup boat. I live in Discovery Bay on the California Delta on the water. So I have one boat in the front because I'm all the way in the back of Discovery Bay where it's like a 20-minute idle just to get the fast water. So when I have my boat in the front, I can go right to the marina and be there in less than 5 minutes. So I always kept the boat in the front of the house so I could just go to any place I wanted to go, especially if I'm going to hit different sections of the California Delta. I like to be different. I like to be able to just drive there and get there faster than travel from the backyard. But I also knew I had a lot of spots that was down south. You know, anybody who lives in Discovery Bay for a long period of time, you're pretty much down south fisherman, you know, because if you only got a couple hours left down south, we're down south, so you fish down south. I fish down south a lot. So I wanted to have a backyard boat, just a little runner boat that I can just have a little fun with and just check some spots for practice for me. You know, I get home, it's still a couple hours before it get dark. I figured I could just make a little run and you know, check some areas and keep them honest. So my buddy, Eastwood tells me, hey, Cameron's selling his boat for $5,000 just to family, to us, if any of us wanted. And I knew you was talking about you want a second boat. I was like, oh, for sure. So I get up with Cameron, like, Cam, let your boy get the boat. He was like, for sure. Oh, you know, he said, I'm getting another boat, or I got another boat. I'll shoot it to you for $5,000. It's all good. So Cam brings it out. We launch the boat. We get out there and fish. And I'm just looking at this boat as a practice boat. Like nothing more, nothing less, just something just to move around, never to do a tournament in this boat, just a little backyard boat. So I get the boat from Cam, I put it in the backyard, I get to go fish disco and all the spots down south, you know, and I'm having fun, just a little cool little boat. Now, my Ranger, all of a sudden, has a problem. The boat breaks down. Okay, I take it to the shop. This is the same time when we're during the pandemic where all the parts are back ordered. So they're telling me it's going to be pretty much months before I can get the parts. And I'm like, what I'm going to do in the meantime? All these tournaments are coming and I don't have a boat. And I bought the boat to do all this, and in my brain I'm conquering the Delta. Now I don't have a boat. So fast forward, I'm like, well, not the Wild West, New Gen, they started the team tournament. Me and Eastwood, we about to get out there and fish the team tournament. Clint boat is down, so I was like, well, we'll just take Rootbeer. You know, like, luckily the spots that I had was close by the marina. It wasn't far, so I didn't think nothing of it. Crazy part is, a week before the tournament, I'm out there practicing in Rootbeer. Rootbeer motor breaks down on me. I take it to the shop. They like, the motor is done. I'm like, oh, wow. Eastwood, the tournament was that Saturday. Eastwood wasn't feeling well. He couldn't make it. I had to go fish the tournament because I was like, we got to fish all of them so we can qualify for the championship. So I jumped in the tournament on a trolling motor in Rootbeer. So me and Rootbeer went out. We did a tournament. I don't know what place we took, but we didn't do good, but we didn't do bad. So I'm like, all right. The second tournament comes around. Now I'm busy at work and all this stuff. I never had time, and at the same time, I don't know what to do with the motor. Like, what am I going to do? I don't have the money right now to get new motor or any of that stuff, and I don't have other boat. The other boat's in the shop waiting for parts. I'm like, oh goodness. Second tournament rolls around. Clint's not feeling well again. He's like, oh, I can't make it. I'm like, ah. And I said, the motor still doesn't work. And I was like, well, I'll get on there on the trolling motor. Get on the trolling motor again. I get to my spot that was kind of close by. It took all day on the trolling motor. I think it took me like an hour and a half, 2 hours to get there, right? Hey, my foot was so stiff after all that 2 hours of spot. I get, whoa, the trolling motor. Get to the spot. I catch some fish, miss a good one. I'm heading back on the trolling motor. I'm like, I'm not going to make it. My boy, Hugh sees me, and he tows me back. Because I wasn't that far, so they told me back. We get back in time. Same thing. Didn't do good, didn't do bad. Now, my guy at the shop was like, hey, Obedy, I got a motor that I can sell to you, you know, that just came in my possession. Now, the motor on Rootbeer was a 200. He had a 150. But it was a good deal, and at that time, I'm like, well, it's just a backyard boat. Let me get the 150. So I get the 150. Now the boat is going slower than when I first had it. So, but at the same time, it's backyard boat. Now, I'm calling the shop, like, what's up with boat? They like, we don't even have a time or a date when these parts going to even come in. Everything is all messed up. We don't even know. And I'm like, how am I going to have all these big tournaments lined up and I don't have a boat? Now, granted, I probably could have asked some of my buddies to borrow a boat, but you know how that go, man. You really don't ever want to borrow no one's boat. You know, especially how expensive everything is. It seems like if you borrow a boat, that's the day boat want to break down on you. Now you fixing your buddy's boat or whatever the case might be. So I hate borrowing boats. So third tournament comes for New Gen. I'm like, I end up buying motor. So I'm like, well, Eastwood, we got motor. And I got a spot, but it's going to take us forever to get there. Eastwood was like, all right, cool, let's go. So we get there. We get to the spot. We finally get there, right? Bang! Forever. Everybody, woo, 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 bang! We just laughing, having a good time, cracking jokes. We get to the first spot. I get to the first spot. We start fishing. I catch like 2 or 3 good ones, solid fish, and then we had caught like a smaller fish. So we had 4. Oh, we ended up catching. Then we ended up catching like another smaller fish. So we had 2 small fish and 3 good fish. And I'm like, man, all out of root beer. Like, okay, all right, Eastwood. Like, man, the wind started kicking up. Eastwood was like, man, when I was out a couple of weeks ago, we got a couple of bites at this spot. It's on the way back. Let's go try it. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we get root beer. We get back to we get to the spot. And Eastwood was like, yeah, down this bank, we know we was catching them punching. So I'm like, all right. I start going into story mode to Eastwood, like, man, you ain't gonna believe what happened last time I was out here fishing. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going into the story. I flip up in there. Damn! I'm like, oh my God, 681 comes out. Deuce. I'm like, oh, get the net, Eastwood, get the net. Eastwood goes grab the net. Net is stuck. Y'all know about that net stuck. He's working with the net back there. I'm looking at him trying to get the net free. I'm like, oh, I just reached down there, grab fish, hook comes straight out. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, so we get back. We're like first flight. We get back. Now, in the video, you see my excitement because, you know, as I'm getting older, Mr. Eagle Eyes, I used to be able to call a fish like this. Bow, bow, bow. I call a 5-pound bag like this. Bow, 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 all the time. I lost it. I'm thinking that we had like 20 pounds. Solid 20, just looking at the fish. But you know how it go when you catch those fish earlier in the tournament and then you didn't look at them no more. So then when we pulling them out the bag, I'm like, look like 20. We like first flight. So I go up there, weigh to 20. Anybody know that out on the California Delta, when you launch out of Russo's, you know, they got the bar, the Rusty Porthole. Shout out to the Rusty Porthole. You know, I'm a celebrity down there. Me and my whole crew, right? Quarter table. So we go down there to see the rest of the squad, and we always know after the turn we all gonna hang out there. So me and Clint, we're at the Rusty Porthole. We're eating, we're kicking back, we're cracking jokes, we're slapping 5 with the people there. They're dancing to the music and everything. Now my phone is blowing up. Blah, 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 blah. You know, now when I'm vacationing, fishing, you know, ski, I don't really pick up the phone if I don't see the number. If it ain't no number, the name on there to say, oh, I need to pick it up. So I'm just thinking it's somebody calling me. They just going to have to wait, man. I'm enjoying myself. Phone call after phone call after phone call. Like after the 6th phone call, I'm like, hello. Like, it must be an emergency, all these calls. Like, hello, emergency? And like, it's... it was Jen like, oh, where are you? And I'm like, I'm at the porthole. They're like, we're about to do the war ceremony. And I was like, I look at Clint, I was like, it looked like we about to got play. Because we thinking like the bite was good. It was like 80, 90 boats or whatever in the tournament. We didn't feel 20 pounds was going to do nothing anyway. No, I'm sorry. Let me back up. When I caught the 20, I go to weigh in. I'm thinking I had 20 pounds. When they weighed them, it was 23. So when it was 23, I got super juice. Like, talk about it. You know, I'm turned up now. You know, so... but at the same time, 23, I'm like, that's a solid bag, but I didn't think it was going to do too good. But at the same time, we got lost in the sauce, me and Eastwood at the porthole having fun with everybody. So Jen calls me, and so I'm like, Eastwood, they said they need to see us. So I'm like, man, we got to check. So we get there, Come to find out, we took second place. We was super turned up. Like, that was super cool. We get back to the porthole. All the rest of the hit squad, there's like 8, 9 of them in there. You know, everybody held their drinks up. We brought the plaques back to porthole. Everybody cheers it up at the porthole. And it was a good time. We ate good and kicked it. So that was pretty cool. All out of root beer.
He's got to have his grand entrance. Like, we can't hear him coming already.
Camera rolling.
That's right. That's right.
There you go. Welcome.
There we go. Here he is. Here he
I'm
is.
here, baby. You know, it's a salute to all the fishermen today. Yeah.
All right.
All 5.
All 5?
Uh-huh.
How about this? New leader, 2339. 2339. And that's why you can hear him coming extra far away today.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Let me get pictures too.
This way, a big one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Talking about. Good boy in the game, coach. Yeah.
Got it?
453?
681.
And I don't have it yet. It's still not locked in. There we go. 681. 681.
Yeah, we did a picture with
There
that.
we go. Get a handful.
You know? Woo! Okay.
All right. Back to the red line.
Yeah, baby.
There you go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. There we go. New leader, Obie Williams and Clint Grunwald.
Talk about it.
2339.
Talk about it. Yeah. Thank you, brother. Oh, man.
There you are, my dear. Great job. You bet.
All right.
That's a tough one to follow. I don't know.
All right, in second place today, weighed in a 681 kicker for 23.39. Got $2,220. I think he already spent it down at the Rusty Porthole and that sprained knee running back to be on time, but we're going to give him the money anyways. Hopefully he's not in the hole. But anyways, in second place today, one of our favorite characters in the whole entire business, Obie Williams and Clint Grunwald.
All right. Finally. Oh, my goodness. Thank you. All right.
All right, so these guys got $2,220 today for their second place finish with 60 boats on the Delta. They weighed in 23.39, and I want you guys to tell me how it went for you out there today and give us an idea of how you caught those fish today.
All right. Well, first off, man, thank you guys, man. You guys throw an excellent tournament. Everybody who was somebody was out here today, so the competition was stiff. We knew that right when we started. Once we launched the boat, I said, man, everybody's out here today. We can't afford to make no mistakes. So we started off the morning, and, we always like to operate off a positive attitude. If we sit there and start just reminiscing over times of the Delta and crack jokes, it seemed to always work in our favor. So we ended up catching the 5 fish, and they were small. And we was like, well, hey, we got a safe face limit. You come in with this, it is what it is. And then we just kept on grinding and kept on grinding. And we caught one good one, flipping. We caught frogfish, drop shot, chatterbait fish, topwater spook fish. We kind of threw everything in our arsenal. But we was waiting for a window. Then once the window came around 10, 11 o'clock, we caught another solid fish, but we still had 3 small fish. And we just kept on going. More boats showed up in the area, and we're going over what other fishermen was already fishing. So I told me and Clint, we sat and was like, so what we gonna do? We gonna keep running this stuff, or we gonna make a move? And that's a crucial part of bass fishing, making those decisions. We knew that was gonna make or break us from us getting the check or not. So Clint said he had a spot that was out the wind that we could still go and fish. So we shoot over there. And this one was funny because Clint was telling me a story and I was laughing so hard at the story. And then I flipped in there as we laughing and I'm looking at him and then dude I said, oh my God. So I'm bringing this 680 whatever it was in, this Younder in, and then Clint was running to get the net and the net was stuck. So he was like, the net's stuck. So
So I'm like fighting this fish. So I reach down there, Bassmaster style, grab the fish up out the water. The hook comes out the fish. I said, that's what we needed. And that kind of set off the day right there and sealed the day for us. And when I tell you, like, we caught the fish, but we had a lot of fun out there. I laughed. So I'm shocked I still have a voice right now. You know, Clint always, this is my brother right here. He makes me laugh all the time. I was in tears out there. So when you got laughter, jokes, family, and fish, and big tournament, you know, you won all the way around. Win-win. And we was sitting there like, man, talking about, man, we won one of these plaques. We've been fishing all season, can't get one of these plaques, man. We at home, you know, we should be making some magic happen. And today, magic sprinkled on us. So I can't complain. Eastwood, you got anything to speak on that? That's it. I said it all. Okay, man. Thank you, brother. All right, man. We like to thank everybody who showed up, all the fishermen, all my competitors, man. You know, I got nothing but love for y'all. You know, we're going to still be out here. New Gen, this is the tournament to be at. If you ain't here, I don't know what you're doing. You want to fish against the best, you need to be here. And thank you guys for showing up, man. The fans, you guys are great. And yeah, I'll see y'all at the next one.
This is the best character in the business out here. I love this guy. Well done, guys.
All right, we'll see you soon.
Now, the next tournament was a New Gen tournament. Me and Eastwood, we get out there. Man, we at the New Gen tournament. This is the last one of the year. We go out there and I found some new fish. And the funny part was I had 3 spots. I go out there and practice. 2 of the spots, I had some good bites. 1 spot, I just had a lot of bites. The other spots, I had some good bites. So I'm telling Clint, like, it can happen. We get out there, Rootbeer. We finally get to the spot. I go through the first spot that I'm thinking we're about to catch some big ones because I had some big bites there. Little fish. We had like 2 or 3 fish. Get to the next spot, start fishing. Like, it's about to happen. Be ready. Little fish. Now we got a small limit, 11, 12 pounds. I'm like, dang. I was like, they was here crushing the other day. Nobody, huh? Little fish? Like, man. So I'm like, I got 1 more spot. I said, I got a bunch of bites, but 1 or 2 bites feel like, all right, but the rest of them, I don't know. So we get there. Instantly, I set the hook. Missed one. Felt super good. I'm like, Eastwood, that felt pretty good. Like, couple flips in. Next, Eastwood sets the hook. 5 younder. I'm like, there we go. Keep going. I catch a 5. Like, oh, there we go. Calling him out. Eastwood catches like another 5, 6 pounder or something like that. And I was like, oh my God, it's about to happen. Instantly, Eastwood catches a 9 something. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's coming. Like, who would have thought? Like, we just ran up on this spot and it's just magic is happening. Now we got this big fish. We got solid bag. I'm like, oh my goodness. And then I'm telling Clint, like, hey, we catch 1 more big fish like that, I'm calling Jody only. You know, hey, when I catch big bags, I'm calling my girl Jody only. You know, from Western Bass, man, because you know she's like. She's the Delta. She's the spokesperson with the Delta. You know, you catch her, you call Jody only. You know, you get contact Jody only. She gon' let everybody out here who needs to know what happened is gonna know what happened. So as I'm saying that, we laughing because that's just one of our jokes. We start getting big bag. I'm like, it might be one more of them fish. I wanted to get Jody out here. Clear flips up in there. Dude, I'm like, oh my gosh! And then it comes off. It was like bigger than the last fish. We like, oh my gosh. Like, that was crazy. Like, we should have had well over 30. But, all right, we got solid bag. We come back. Because, you know, just think, too. Like, in my Ranger, where we was fishing, I could be back in 10 minutes. In Rootbeer, I needed like 45 minutes to get back. So we wasted so much time driving, but that's just part of the game. When you do what you got to do. What can you know what I'm saying? I'm going to do what I got to do. I ain't going to make no excuses. I'm still going to fish. It ain't going to stop me. So me and Issa, we come back. It's 27 pounds. I was like, whew. We win the tournament, and that was like so cool. And another one for Rootbeer, another victory for Rootbeer.
What's your boat number, hon?
40.
40.
Yeah, 40 pounds.
Boat number 40. Up next, Clint Grunwald, Obedy Williams. If you didn't hear him coming from a mile away, you do now. What?
Is the camera on?
How about that?
Come on, man. Be big fish.
All right, let's check Big Fish. You're not going to bet him? Are you crazy? 954. 954. That is definitely today's Big Fish
That's
so
what
far.
I like to hear. So far, I like that.
So far.
I'll take it. Oh, yeah. Okay. Ooh.
Nice.
Welcome, everybody.
All right, let's check it out. Let's see what we
I
got.
brought Eastwood to the stage this time.
There it goes.
Hello.
Wow, they brought a stack of fish today.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, 20 pounders for sure. Here we
All
go.
right, current leader is 1925. New leader is 27 pounds on the dot.
Talk to him, Jim.
All right, let me take some pictures.
Talk to him.
Obedy Williams, Clint Grunwald. Step back onto the red line of fame over here. Listen, if you two aren't coming to this event next month, I'm not coming. So you guys better, no pressure, but you guys are coming. All right, put all your fish towards the middle a little bit. There you go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's right. That's right. That's right. All right, new leader with 27 pounds. If they stay in first place, we're even going to give Obedy a microphone. So stay tuned for
That's what I'm
this.
talking about.
There you are, my dear.
Yes.
Hang on to that.
Thank you.
Good job, guys. New leader, 27 pounds on the dot. Clint Grunwald, Obedy Williams. Hey, Obedy, don't dump your fish yet. I didn't weigh him in. I'm kidding. I just wanted to see if you were going to try to fit down that tube. Oh, no.
All right, we'll do our best to get this guy to talk to us on the stage. I don't know if it's going to work out or not. He's kind of shy sometimes, but they did whack him today. 27 pounds with a 954 kicker. They had big fish to the event. $5,225, some cool trophies, and an interview for Clint Grunwald and Obedy Williams. Come on up, you gentlemen. Where's he at?
We know where he's at. We hear him coming. Congratulations.
Well done, buddy. Well done.
Good job, you guys.
Yeah. There it is. Wow.
Well done, gentlemen. All right, they had a solid back today, guys. They did weigh in 27 pounds exactly, a 954 kicker, and $5,225 for Clint and Obedy. And we're sure thankful to have you. We love your character, buddy. You're one of our faves, and we just think it's awesome that you get so excited because we get excited for you. And Jen and I love seeing people be successful, and when it's well deserved, it's even better. So we sure love it, buddy. Congratulations, gentlemen. Let's talk about your day.
Oh man, wow. When we pulled up this morning, we said we wanted one of these trophies. Oh my goodness, I'm just trying to take it all in. You know, it's tough going against the best of the best of the best of the best of the best California Delta has to offer. Man, we get out there this morning and we had to take Rootbeer. Everybody know about Rootbeer. We get to the spot, you know, took a minute, but we get there. We instantly start catching a lot of fish, but they were all between 1 and 2 pounds. You know, you can't get started until you get a limit. So once we got the limit, we were like, all right, well, we got a limit. Let's just keep fishing. You know, with this 12 o'clock window, you know, you got to make stuff happen fast. So we fished through this one area, a bunch of fish. We said it's time to pick up and move. We had this stretch that we had got a couple of bites on in practice. We wanted to see, like, well, hey, let's see if, you know, we can catch something there. We go there. A couple of small ones started off like, all right, well, we're getting bit, and slowly upgraded. We went from small fish, 1 and 2s, to 3 pounders. So now we got like 15 pounds. I'm like, okay. Then Clint, he hit like a 5-pounder real fast. So I'm like, uh-oh, it might be time. I kind of think that the window opened up. And, you know, one thing about teams, you know, when you got a guy on your team and then he start becoming on fire, you can't put that guy in the back. You got to put that guy in the front. Let him shine. He's going to do what you do. And the day before, I told my wife, I said, Clinton's so due for a gordita. And sure enough, he caught that 9.5. Oh my gosh. I couldn't even speak. I was yelling. You probably heard me all the way back here. I was yelling so loud. And it's just this one stretch that they was just in there. I don't know why or what the reason was. They was just in there, and we just kept circling the block, stayed in that area, and we just kept slowly but surely coaling up. And we missed one that, yeah, it was one of them ones. But, hey, we didn't care because we was like, well, hey, we still catching them. We got a solid bag, but we still wasn't like, we won or anything. We still was like, but they had to catch them today, So we headed back and stopped at one little area, caught a couple of more fish, and just another great day on the California Delta, hanging out with my friends and family. And, I'd like to thank our wives for, putting up with us, letting us come out and put this work in. It paid off today. Last tournament we took second. We wanted, I wasn't mad at second, but I wanted this trophy so bad. So I told Claire, I said, I'm out there like every day this week to try to make this happen. And it happened, and man, I can't tell you how happy I am for me and my boy to get back out there. I stopped for fishing the boats for a while and kind of jumped into the kayak scene, which I love. But the boat tournaments was calling me back. And a New Gen is just the top tournament to be in. You're gonna have fun. It's well ran. The competition is there, and we had a great time. Always on the Delta. I love all the people that come out, support and fish. And we here, baby. We won. I love it. That's what it is. What you want to tell them, baby? We won. I'm saying, Jen yelled it out. Tell them what I'm talking about, Jen. Oh, there go the big fish flag. There we go. My man right here today, he was on fire. And I just couldn't stop smiling all day. It started off with small fish, but the small fish even put a smile on my face just because we was just out. When you're working all week, you come out and practice up, but then it's game time, and then you pull up to your first spot, and then you're like, it's time. It's time to get busy. And that's what we did. We got busy. Man, I'd like to shout out the whole Ripple Lips Hit Squad, the whole Yonder Gang community, and everybody who fished the California Delta, baby.
Let nobody. Congratulations, gentlemen. Well deserved. Appreciate you.
I'm like, okay, all right, let's keep it going. Same time, boat still in the shop. Rootbeer, I'm calling you back into the game. Rootbeer, Rootbeer was like the person on the back at the end of the bench in the game, and then all of a sudden now she's in the game, and now she's the star, and we were calling on her all the time, right? So now that I get home, Eastwood was like, man, that spot was fired. If we run those same spots, we should be able to catch them again. And it was the Wednesday night. It was next Wednesday. So I'm like, all right, let's go fish the Wednesday. So we get out there for the Wednesday nighter. Shout out to all my fellas at the Wednesday nighters. You know what I'm saying? Big family. All the sticks of all sticks get out there. Me and Clint go out there, fish the same areas, come back with a 25-pound bag. That was super cool because it was like keeping it going. And at first I wasn't even thinking about fishing on Wednesdays, but Clint was like, hey, we need to keep it going, keep the momentum going. I'm like, let's get out there. So we get out there, we catch 25 pounds. Man, we had so much fun. We cracked jokes and laughed all day catching these 25 pounds. I lost my voice out there laughing with Eastwood. And, man, it was super cool. And then to have that bag in front of all my partners and all the Delta sticks and all the Delta guys out there, that was just a cool thing. Because, like I said, winning a Wednesday nighter is a big thing. It's one of those things where you knew that you fish against some of the best guys or a lot of the best guys of the Delta out there that day. And so that was pretty cool. Me and my boy Eastwood, we back out here. Wednesday nighter, windy Wednesday nighter. See if we can make some magic happen. Dude! Okay, there go one right there. Number one. We're gonna see what it do, Scoop. Yeah, hey man. Hey y'all. Your boy's on fire, man. Okay, there we go. Fish number 2. That's a gork too, man. We didn't waste no time. Hey, me and my brother Eastwood, you know what I'm saying? I didn't get to answer the call when Denzel Washington called and said, hey, you guys are men on fire. Hey, Denzel, if you watching this, thank you, brother. Eastwood, we love them so dearly when they pull back. Me and Eastwood went through a long stretch with no fish, trying to figure out where to go next. Then, another gork. Oh man, me and my brother making magic happen out here. Don't be mad at Rootbeer, because Rootbeer has caught another 25 pounds. This fish was 687. 25.79, I want to say. Felt like it was like 70, 80 both. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what you want to say. I don't know what you want me to say. Here today. We'll see how we play. Right before that Wednesday, my son was like, you know, all his friends now at school that fish are like, man, your dad is crushing out there. He's killing them out there. And they asking him, like, why you don't fish? Why you not fishing with your dad? You ain't fishing with your dad? So, he teenager now. He in the games and kicking it and want to be fresh and fly. And he come out every blue moon. But that there kind of like, hey, Dad, I'm hearing you winning all these tournaments and stuff out here. You know, I want to be a part of that. You know, about the let me get out there and fish a tournament with you. So I was like, for sure. You know, let's do it. I'm thinking like, shoot, them fish are still there. So let's try it again for a 3-peat. So that next weekend, me and my son, we fished a Delta Future Pro tournament, and it was a 2-day tournament. And we get out to the spot, me and him, bam, once again in Rootbeer, bam. So we get to the spots, we going through the spots. By the time it got 10 o'clock, we had 20 pounds in the box. And I had caught what was it? 7 something. We had 20 pounds, right? I'm like, I'm about to catch 30 today. It's set up perfectly. And the window ain't even opened yet. Like, I'm about to go dumb today. I go look at the fish. The live well pumps are acting up, shutting on, shutting off. The pumps was already giving me problems. You know, I'm already babying the fish, but now I look at the fish day to day. So I'm like, no. So I had to instantly like, oh my God, I had to abandon all my spots. I didn't even get to the juice spot. It was a couple more spots that I really wanted to hit. Couldn't even go hit. I rushed back to the marina, and I sat there for hours keeping the fish warm, putting the ice, doing everything I can. I'm cuddling the fish. I'm singing to them. I'm getting, oh, baby, stay alive. I'm doing everything I can to keep these fish. Soon as that first flight, soon as they got the tent popped up and they took up the weight, to weigh the fish, I was right there like, hey, let me get these fish up so I can get them back in the water. And I was able to weigh the fish live, put the fish back in the water. Everything was good. We had 20 pounds. But I was like, I need to go home and look at these pumps. So right after day one, I since I was like the first boat to weigh my fish, I instantly went home so I could work on the pumps and stuff. So I'm working on the boat and everything. I got it. I tweaked a couple things, got it to work a little bit better. Me and my son, we get back there for day 2, and that evening they didn't even post results, or if they did, I never even saw them. So I didn't know what place we was in with 20 pounds, and they had quite a few boats there. So I'm in the line to launch the boat, and a guy comes up to me and says, what's up, buddy? How you doing? I'm like, all good. He was like, hey, you leading it. I don't know if you saw the thing. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, you leading it. I said, oh, okay, that's what's up. So then me and my son, we get back out there, go back to the spots, day 2. Now we fishing. They also had a kayak frog tournament. My buddy GB passed by me. My buddy Damian Tile, he was fishing right on the side of me. So I look and we catch eye, and I'm like, Damien, what's up? Oh, what's up? So we talking and we shooting it, like, what's up, baby? We talking and he talking about the frog, how tough bite it is, and I'm like, yeah, I got a couple of fish. And as we sitting there talking, I flip up into this spot. I go, dude! Soon as I did it, my pole snapped. Bow! And I'm like, oh my gosh! So then I grabbed the line. As soon as I grabbed the line, the gordita just started pulling, burnt my hand. And I'm like, oh! But I had to pull. She comes jumping out, and I'm grabbing her with the line. She's coming. I'm finally like, please stay on, please stay on, please stay on. Grab that fish. It was almost 9 younder, 8 something I want to say. And right in front of Damien, he was like, oh my gosh. Hey, that was so sick too. And I was like, oh man. So then we came back, me and my son. We won that tournament, big fish of the tournament. That was big fish of the tournament. And it was just so cool to have my son there, because the whole time, you know, we cracking jokes, me and him, and, you know, he wants to try different things. Oh, give me the drop shot, or give me the frog, or, hey, I want to start punching with you, you know. And I'm like, well, you're a little rusty, you know, but it's just fun. I was just happy for him to be out there with me and to experience and to win. I said, I know he will, and I will always remember that experience. And it was just cool through all the year I had that I was able to grab him one of the tournaments that I won and have him side by side. And then it was super cool because after that tournament, it was 2 weeks before the Heads Up tournament. So, and I was going out of town. I was going out of town to New Orleans with my family at the time. So my whole family, we head out to New Orleans. My first time out there, I had such a blast. I cannot wait to go back. I turned all the way up. If you saw my Instagram stories, you saw how I was getting down. And what was the cool part was Kent Brown hit me up and was like, you know, let's do a little radio interview with you and your son. You know, that was pretty cool. I saw y'all picture, and I wanted to talk to you. So, you know, me and my son, we got up, the time difference, but it was funny. It was so funny because he was like half asleep, half up. He like, oh, what's happening? I'm like, man, we about to get on the radio, baby. You know, shout out to my boy Kent Brown. We had us on the radio. It was a cool interview, and me and my son still listen to it and get weak till this day. Okay, out here in the Delta shootout on the California Delta, me and my son, my guy, you know, showtime. We're gonna see if we can sprinkle some magic out there. You know, ski. Stay tuned. I think they got like 80 boats. Ooh.
You're doing. Make sure that you hold on to that thing. Put on your wrist as you're doing your okay.
Man, starting to kick up too. That's gotta be fun. Me and my son, I gotta be like 8 younder. Okay. Me and my son, showtime. We out here, baby. Dude.
23. Are you ready for me? Yep. Boat number 23 is over here.
That's a big fish.
Big fish.
He's getting away a big fish.
What's your son's name? Omari.
Maury, okay.
Omari.
Omari.
Oops. He did it again. Uh-oh. He's going to go for another. Oh, he just popped his big fish. 8.94. For the big O. Over D.
For right now, this guy, let me tell you about this guy. Last year, he had a family emergency, and he couldn't fish the Delta shootout. He said, Vince, I'm going to be there next year. Called me and said, can I get in? I said, come on down. Fish by himself, but he fished with his son. He had a total weight of 39.42. He gets the Ram Big Fish, the Lasher Ram Truck Big Fish Award. He's first in the high rollers.
There it is. First place. No, just a little. My man, my guy Dick.
Look at
You know,
Younder gang.
Straight Younder gang.
Oh,
you
this
know,
motherfucker ripping. Boy, that's new. Another good day on
Another
the
good day, man. $5 for my troubles. I'll take it. 80 boats. Eat the D. Let's talk.
We're going to Omari Williams, Obity's son, the guy who carried him last week through the whole team tournament. Good morning, Omari.
Good morning.
So how was it winning that tournament with your dad, man? Was that pretty cool?
Yeah, it was cool fishing and winning the tournament with my dad since I haven't been out there in a while.
Yeah. Did you get to keep any of the money?
Yeah.
You did? Well, even better. Did he charge you for gas? That's the next question.
Yeah, he charged me for basically everything for the tournament.
Did he? Well, good. You got to learn how to do it the right way. You know what I mean? Well, buddy, congratulations. Great job. Throw me back to your dad, but super cool to, when I saw you and your dad's picture online this week, I knew I had to have you guys on the show.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks. Omari Williams. Obi, you're doing a great job there, buddy. You got him all dialed in and that's so cool.